Please welcome Frank on stage.
Hello. 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 Hi. How are you doing? I think you may be a bit tired now. It's the last keynote before we have lunch. And I know there have been a lot of presentations, a lot of broadcasting to you. I make your life easier. I will tell a story. But I'd like you to help me. Maybe you put your smartphones away, unless you want to make photos from me. That's fine. And if you want to stretch, feel free to do so. If you want to have a deep breathe in and a breathe out, please feel and do so, because it helps a bit to open up for my story. My story is about me, my car, and my parking space, because I'm the expert on parking. Let me see what to press here. I try this one, no. Oh, that one, that's easy. So this is my car. And what is a car about? A car, or the car industry, was one of the biggest industries in the world, where you could really make very big profits. I consciously say was, because that's going to change. Why is it changing? Because a car is not a car anymore. It sounds a bit strange, but I will explain it. A car is not a car because, look, the most important event for cars was, for instance, the Detroit Motor Show. And they say it's nearly dead because all the big car manufacturers are not coming anymore. So what is a car then if it's not a car? A car is becoming a consumer electronics. Just look where the car manufacturers are lining up today. It's the CES, the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, where you find all innovations of all big car manufacturers. So if a car is becoming consumer electronic, what does it mean to all of us? Well, if a car becomes a consumer electronic, the driver will become a consumer. So if you have autonomous cars, you're not the driver anymore, but you will be the consumer. What does it mean? So if you not drive, you will consume. So the OEMs have to provide, in collaboration with other companies, additional customized service to you. The OEMs have to solve the pain points during the travel, because you have a lot of time and you want to utilize that, because time is money. So you have to provide additional nice-to-have services, customized to make that travel very convenient, to make traveling maybe sexy, attractive. So there will be more in-car services as well as smartphone application services to that. What does it mean specifically? Biggest pain point, if you have a car, is parking, and we heard it today a few times. Finding an empty parking space is very often a hassle. And you have barriers, you have paper tickets, you have cash machines, whatever. It's pretty troublesome. If you look at car and ride-sharing companies, for instance, Drive Now, they wanted to go into a city in the US, and normally they negotiate that parking is for free, so you can park your car anywhere. That city said, no, we don't approve that. So Drive Now said, then I'm not going to start here in this city, because refueling, recharging, and parking is the critical success factor for car sharing. So let's talk about digitized parking and parking. So this is my next car. I love the design, even though I think it will not be produced. And I like to park it in a nice place. This, for instance, is at Volkswagen in Wolfsburg, a car park. I don't like to park it here. Left picture, if you have it in Dubai on the street, it becomes quite dusty. Or on the right side, it's a German old car park, 2 meters width, so you have to squeeze in, and you can't open the doors at the end. So this is not really good customer experience, but this one is. This is in Milano, a theater as a car park. This is great customer experience. I would love to park there. Or if you want to be more sportif, you go for this arrangement and park your sports car there. This is a totally different customer experience, and this is important for parking. So let's talk first about parking with barriers. You all know if you drive into a car park, later or no?
I used to live in Chicago.
Oh, perfect. So this is Chicago. It's a nice car park. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Dinah. And you all know if you enter car park, you have that barrier and a ticket machine. So you get a ticket, wait that the barrier is open. You don't know where to put the ticket. A lot of people put it in their mouth, which is not very good. Sometimes you don't need to care for the barrier. This is a case. No, there's a nice sound with a Lambo. But most of you don't have a Lamborghini or Ferrari, I think, so we all have to stop in front of the barrier. But what's the sense of the barrier, actually? I was always asking me, because you find a lot of queues there. So if you go into the morning, in the rush hour into a car park, you queue. If you go back in the evening, first you queue at the pay machine, then you queue at the barrier. So we don't need barriers. And that's the next level of parking. It's a barrier-free parking. This is a visualization we did for a car park in Cologne, where we installed one of the first non-barrier system, ticketless systems. We just drive in, you have cameras for license plate recognition, which is good for safety because no car which is not registered can enter the car park. So you drive in, you're registered, you do your business, you go back to the pay machine, enter your license plate, pay with credit card, Apple Pay, whatever, and you just leave. And if you're registered even, you don't need to care because it's automatically debited on your account. So you just drive in and out. And this is what I think should be seamless mobility. So parking without barriers is called free flow parking. And as I said, it's based on license plate recognition. Payments can be done via an app. Even you can say 24 hours after your parking, you still can pay online to make it easy for the customer, user-centric. And you have modern payment terminals. So the parking space, the customer and the car will be fully connected via this platform, which is very important. And so parking can become, or will become, a wonderful customer experience to solve all the pain points we normally have. So in detail, we have no tickets and no cash payments. We don't have any waiting time. We drive in and out. There is no environmental pollution because there are no queues. You have less investment because it's much cheaper with cameras than to have a whole barrier system, and you have less operating costs. You will have more data about the customers. You know where they are coming from, for instance. It's more convenient, a much better user experience, so it's more attractive. You have easy interfaces, as we said, APIs to other systems, like smart cities, like building apps or whatever, shopping centers. And this is what I call smart parking. So it has a win-win situation towards all stakeholders. What is the next step, the next level in the future of parking? And this is called AVP, Automated Valet Parking. What happens? At the moment, the car manufacturers, they're all focusing on automated parking. Why is that? Because in a car park, you have still a challenging environment to test autonomous driving, but it's limited. It's not that difficult to have it on the streets. So they push for that, and they expect that in 4 or 5 years, you can purchase with your car the feature autonomous parking. And they're pretty sure on that one. But for that one, they need the system in the car parks, and this is what I'm building at the moment. So what you need for this automated valet parking is you need autonomous cars, you need barrier-free car parks with license plate recognition, and in the car park, you need 3D mapping, you need special sensor systems, very often a combination of 2 different sensors, an identifiable car park design, and kind of control hub or platform to steer the inner car park traffic, to enable reservations and all this stuff. And at the moment, they are even setting international standards on automated parking. So that's really to come. And this is actually the development we have at the moment. So the past 500 years, no, I'm kidding, but the past was gated parking. And now we start with free flow parking, and actually the Nordics, Scandinavia are already employing that for about 8 years. but it was just in Scandinavia. Now we're starting that in Germany and other countries. And after free flow, autonomous parking is coming, and we are preparing a platform who can do both in collaboration with the OEMs. So that's the next level of parking based on connectivity of the cars in future. And question, is parking also becoming a consumer electronic? I don't know. Let's see. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, ideas, you may raise your hand. You get a microphone free. Rich.
Yeah, I just had a question on moving to the free flow, which will be, I guess, either temporary or will become a smaller portion when we get to autonomous parking. But in the meantime, since it's really about a real estate play, free flow could be micro real estate. You know, a provider could own parking spots on the street in people's neighborhoods, and just you find whatever's closest to you. Are you seeing movement towards that, where instead of a single structure, it's just buying up parking possibilities within, you know, in-demand neighborhoods, and then making sure those are available to people?
That is a good proposal. I haven't seen any thought towards that. That's a new business model. However, I always separate on-street parking and off-street parking.
So let's say it's not on street, but like, you know, just distribute it in some way.
No, it's not done actually. What is done, there are certain business models saying if you have excess capacity, you can sub-rent it to a company who tries to get with different tariff models to get customer into that. Yeah. So there are some models, but they are not really efficient because you can't scale it. It's a fragmented industry in the parking industry. That makes it very difficult. Yeah, so, but it's something to think about. So I will take that into account. Thanks very much, because it's a different perspective, and it may work.
Just give me 10% of anything you make.
You get 10% of a parking space. Yes, you're welcome. Okay, Rich. Any more questions or comments? Okay, thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much.